I'm in my mind, I'm still 18.
Yeah, I know
And I
you.
believe in all of the things that you just said, but I'm also old enough to be practical.
Yeah,
And Bernie Sanders is not going to win an election against Donald Trump if such a thing takes place, and I
I
don't think it
disagree,
will.
but okay.
But what we need is, I think it's, I think it's laid out for us right now, and all that you have to have is patience. I've been fighting for this all my life. All the things that you've expressed, obviously, I believed in them then.
Yeah,
I still believe in them now. If Biden has committed to run one presidency, he may not even make it. He's an old guy. But for 4 years, he comes in. He knows all of the players, domestically and foreign. He knows how to make things work. He's committed to bring back Obama's legacy, which was a legacy of, it wasn't perfect, but it was a legacy of keeping the bus rolling towards the ideals of the founding fathers. In the meantime, Bernie or Elizabeth Warren or perhaps even Buttigieg is going to be a president in training who he can hand off the torch in 8 years and have them as a very active vice president. He was a very active vice president, probably the most active in history. So,
Cheney was the most active in history.
well, let's say the most active good vice president.
Okay, fair enough.
So he was he was a person who's got all of these things going for them, all this
Sure.
experience, all this knowledge, and all we have to do is wait another 4 years while uh, our soulmate is getting trained and and having the ability then thereafter to be elected because they have the experience, they have the confidence of the good people in the country. So Biden, I think he's the best candidate. I think he's the one that could win, and we've got to win. 4 more years of this, we've already destroyed so much of our ecology, economy, and constitution, right? Our rights. So I ask you, if don't do what Bernie Sanders people did last year. Don't say I'm going to stay home because the alternative is so stark. If we do have, and I believe that things are going to change before election day, the candidates are going to change. But
Yeah.
if you have the choice of staying home or voting for an old-fashioned candidate who's got 90% of what you want, but not 100%,
Yeah.
do it because you'll get 100% in 4 years and you get it better from somebody who knows what they're doing rather than somebody who's going to come in and be subject to the same overwhelm and mistakes that Trump has been on the other side.
I got to correct you before we end the program. The correction was everybody says, and Hillary Clinton blows this lie out of the air and says that Bernie's got people stayed home, didn't vote for Hillary. Factually, that's incorrect. Over 80 some odd percent of Bernie Sanders supporters voted for Hillary in the general election. That what's not correct is if you look at Barack Obama's supporters with Hillary Clinton in 2008, Hillary Clinton's supporters, less of them supported Barack Obama than Bernie supporters supported Hillary Clinton. So I had to correct.
1% of those 20% voting in those Rust Belt states would have changed the election.
But you could say that about Hillary Clinton supporters that didn't vote for Barack Obama.
Well, but I'm just talking about the Hillary Clinton election where she lost to Trump. It's clear the margin was so close, and I'm even one who
70,000.
I even believe all by myself pretty much that the election was literally rigged by the machines were rigged by the Russians. It's just starting to be talked about. For some reason, the Democrats rolled over. They never spoke about it. To me, it's so obvious that those numbers that started to come in at 10 after 11 on election night were rigged numbers, and that the machines were tampered with.
Yeah.
And this time, that's the only fear I have about Trump is that this time they their keys to the machines and the go-ahead, the green light from our leaders, our democratically elected, so to speak, leaders, to go in and do anything they can to change those votes.
They got the keys to Florida. They got the governorship. They have the supervisor of elections in Palm Beach County
Right.
now and in Broward County. So
Well, I'm talking about the machines. That
Right,
they can
but,
tamper with
yeah,
the machines.
correct,
We
but-
have a very close friend for all of my life who was the superintendent of elections in New York.
Yes.
And when they got their machines there, she said, "You know something, Steve? With a dime, somebody could come in and corrupt the machine."
they had a girl from Florida that went to an elections, a computer for thing in
Right,
Las
and-
Vegas
and she got in
in like 10, 15 minutes. Yeah.
Right,
So-
right. So anybody thinking that the Russians didn't do that and that these 170,000, these little numbers.
Not even the Russians. You could get any good computer person off the street that could.
Yeah, right,
could do
right.
it.
But it was the Russians. But you can get anybody. It doesn't matter who it was. But
Yeah.
I say somebody got into those machines and it's totally ignored. Now, I'd like to do an advertisement before
Yeah, go ahead.
we're over.
Say your piece.
This advertisement is for something that is the smallest thing that I do today. And that is to ask people to stop looking at, I mean, you can see there's a difference in the melanin in somebody's skin, but stop making that important. This is my identical twin. See, that's me. That's my identical twin. And we're brothers. We're soul brothers. And we haven't been raised alike. We don't agree on everything, but we know that underneath the color of your skin, where you come from, what religion you are, that all of us are human beings. And that's the kind of thing, talking to you again, that you have to keep in mind. The environment, the fact that we're all human beings, we're all in this together, and those are the important things. And we've got to look to change what's going on now, to push back, your favorite word,
Yeah.
on what's going on now. And whatever you have to do to push back, if Biden is the candidate, you work as hard for him as you would for Bernie. And if Bernie's the candidate, I pledge to you, I'll work as hard for him as I would for Biden, and maybe even a little harder because I'm excited about his ideas.
Right. I'll leave this with this. I want to thank everybody for listening. The only problem with Biden is he voted for NAFTA. He voted for the Iraq war. He supported the crime bill. I don't think he'll get black voters out. I think he's Hillary Clinton with you know what. And I think that's the problem with Joe Biden. I think that Trump, if it's Biden, especially with now the Ukraine corruption with Hunter Biden, I think Trump wins about 40 states.
Well,
I'll leave it at that.
Biden won't get the nomination if he doesn't qualify for it. But I need to take, once this camera's off, I need to take a 2x4 and beat some sense into your head. Because I think you heard what I said, but I'd like you to respond to that.
What's that?
What I just said about if Biden's a candidate,
Yes.
you need to work as hard for Biden as you would for Bernie.
I'm-
And you're already starting because he may be the candidate. He's more likely than Bernie to be the candidate, and you're already starting to tear him down. You need
it's
to build
factual
him
information
up.
still. Though.
It doesn't matter. These are the small things. This is the
Right.
bullshit.
Okay.
You can't look at the small things. Just prioritize in your head. Prioritize that you and your children aren't going to be able to breathe the air or drink the water on this planet.
That's true.
Prioritize that our American experiment is being ruined by the people who are in power now. Think about justice. Think about the important things and keep those in the forefront of your mind. Because I like to vote for somebody because I like them, not because I don't like the other guy. I think it's important to find the good things in the candidate and support those. But if you feel that these injustices have been done,
Yes.
feel that way, embrace it, but don't let that stop you from doing the right thing. And the right thing is we've got to change this culture. And the only place you have to change the culture is yourself, for you to go and make that vote. And because you have people you're talking to, then make it clear that that's what you're going to do,
Right.
because you're persuading people to agree with something that's going to be detrimental.
Well, I'm gonna leave it at this for real this time. I'm gonna quote, first of all, you vote for who you want to vote for. I don't want to make decisions for anybody who they vote for. I don't think that's right. That's not a reporter.
You're not making a decision,
Yeah,
but you are
but-
doing some moral suasion here. You're giving information.
But what I'm going to do as far as voting for Joe Biden, first of all, he's not the nominee, so I will not say that I'm going to vote for somebody that's not the nominee yet. I will vote for Bernie Sanders in the Florida primary. I will definitely say that. And as far as the general election, if it is Joe Biden, I'm going to quote Donald Trump, and I'm going to leave everybody in suspense, and I will tell you at the time.
We'll see what happens.
Okay. Thanks, Steve.
But I got that 2x4.
Okay. What happened?